Alright, welcome back to the third video. So now we're going to talk about deciphering and your ego. This is an important one because I think a lot of people misconstrue what they're doing, and a lot of people don't understand how ego actually impacts the way that we work. So first of all, ego's the little voice in your whatever, wherever you feel it the most. Generally, I get thoughts in my head. It gives me feelings that I don't need. It generally just doesn't make me feel very good. So you can think of it as your heart is the angel and your mind is the ego. The heart's going to tell you one thing about love, and then the mind's going to chime in and be like, you kind of suck at it. So, oh, sorry about that. Rocky desk. If we spend our time with our ego, we can actually be friends with our ego, but I don't see a lot of people friending their ego. I notice a lot of posts going around where you see a lot of ego. Well, if you keep messaging me, I'm not going to read, or this is how much I cost, and that's it. Or even generally in their reads, they are so sure of themselves. In your daily life, ego comes into play all the time. You wake up, ego's going to try to be the first thing that's going to make your day not the best, where your heart's going to tell you to move forward in love. So now you need to decipher what's ego and what's just general thought. What's your mediumship, your psychicness, whatever that may be. We now need to decipher: is this ego, or is this just me? So if we look at ego, we can see it in people who gloat about themselves all the time, show their money, make them out to seem more than they are. Ego gets couples, one will go and cheat. There's so many things. Honestly, there's just so many things that are ego. I don't think I need to tell you. You pretty much know what ego is. Now, the people who are actually going out reading know spiritual law and know that ego exists. Now, if they're not going to decipher between what's egotistical and what's not, then we get into the issue where we are today. So I see a lot of readers out there, they're really pushing for, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, and you owe me this for everything that I do. Nothing is free. There's ego. When it's, this person really needs help, I should really help them. And even tell them, I'm not going to give you a full reading. However, I do feel like I need to help you. There's love. You're willing to do whatever it takes for the person who's asking for it. Where ego is going to be like, get money, get money, get money. Tear them down. And even pop up in the read yet. And invalidate your read. Because ego doesn't want you feeling happy. Ego doesn't want you successful. Ego doesn't want you a lot of things that you want to be. So a lot of these readers aren't really deciphering between general childhood conditioning, which still isn't ego. That's conditioning. We might talk about that later. That's psychology. I'm not a psychologist. Ego's still psychology, but if you're going to come into spirituality and you're going to do reads and stuff, you're going to have to learn how to friend with your ego. You're going to have to learn how to decipher between your egotistical thoughts and thoughts that maybe need to be there. Not every read is going to go just as it is, and it may seem like at times you are being kind of egotistical, gloating yourself up, or even tearing down the reader. I don't know. I don't have a word for it. I don't have a word for a lot of things because I just don't feel that these things are necessary if you notice what's going on. These readers have egos built up inside them that they haven't learned to train down. If you don't train your ego down and you actually treat your ego like a bad demon inside you, well, that ego's always going to battle up and up and up until it appears its head. Sometimes I let my ego out. I'm still egotistical in my own ways. which is why I don't read, because I'm still dealing with my ego. That's the only thing that stops me from general reading, is the fear that comes through my ego. There's that fear in ego. Fear is ego. You have to watch these free sites, the mediums that you go to, as a lot of them can be egotistical. A lot of them are about money, and their word is gold. And they will make sure of this. And if you even come back with anything calling them out, letting them know that the read didn't go as you intended and nothing was validated, you're going to meet ego and you're not going to meet love. So once again, we're back to the spiritual law, where if we do everything in love, then we won't have to worry about ego, and in turn, we don't have to worry about spiritual law. See how it all ties in together? It's all general knowledge. It should all be known from the heart, and if you're taking the time to learn everything, you will know the difference. I did take courses. I took many courses, actually, some of my own, some were offered to me, and also I coursed myself over years through psychics and mediums I had met along the way, asking small questions here and there, not trying to get too much free information or free schooling, because everything is energy and everything does deserve energy exchange. The word deserve is a really hard word to use. It's egotistical. People don't deserve anything. If you can wipe that word deserve out of your dictionary, except when it comes to something like that, where these readers do deserve energy exchange, no matter how good or maybe not so well they are at their job. There's still an energy exchange going on, and the more energy the readee puts into the reader, the better the read's going to go, because they're not tapping into their own lifeblood. So there you go. So even the readees can be very egotistical when it comes to reading. So this isn't just generalized about the readers. This is generalized about the population. You'll see a lot of egotistical people out there. You can ask any empath. Almost everyone you encounter lives in ego. They tear you down. They drain your energy. And that's all they want to do. I just say use caution in everything. As you see, I stop and I think, because ego wants to say something different. And you can see he even tries to pipe in. I call him he. We're friends, whatever. Me and my ego are friends. We swear at each other. We call each other names. And still, at the end of the day, we find a little love for each other. That's the best lesson in ego, is to learn how to be friends with your ego. Treat him almost as if it's your heart. And in turn, the more love you give your ego, the weaker your ego will become, and it knows that it's losing its battle. It's not going to fight anymore. Don't cage your ego up, because they break free. So, all in all, I've circled, but my biggest point here is, before you do anything in the spiritual community, learn the law. Keep your ego down. Learn how to balance your ego with your good self. Because where there's good, there's bad. As above, so below. Everybody remembers that. You ask any witch, they live in that. So, we'll leave it at that. Ego's a problem. Ego is definitely a problem on these free pages. I don't stray from them. I just caution to watch for ego. So the next one we're doing is glorifying your reader. It's going to be quite interesting. Might be one of my longer videos. Could be shorter. This one is kind of a hit and miss. So I really do expect that, well, I actually don't expect, I don't know why I even said that. I really hope that you tune in. There's ego, expectations. I hope you tune into my next video. Please don't feel like you have to. With love, till the next one.